Coach capped off a perfect season in War Memorial. Just another one. Your overall thoughts?
Man, really proud of the guys. This was an emotional night for the players, for the coaches. Um, Senior nights are kind of bittersweet for me, especially because I'm so connected and care so much about our players. And to think about, that being the last time I get a chance to coach them here on this floor, kind of have my stomach in knots a little bit, all day today. Kind of we're sleepy a little bit in that first half, and I think there was a lot of emotion in the build-up, and didn't probably handle that as best we should. But I was happy to get to the locker room at halftime, readjust some things, kind of get our minds back on what it needed to be on. And I thought we played with much better kind of grit and toughness in the second half. And overall, just happy to get out of here with the win. And, first time in 44 years to go undefeated at home. That's pretty cool.
And then in the past couple of years, UOP has played you guys very tough, with the last 4 games, including tonight, having margins of victory within single digits. What makes them so challenging to play?
Well, new coach this year. I think Coach Smart's going to do great things at Pacific. They play kind of an unconventional style defensively. They force everything left, and you don't see that a lot in college basketball. But he's a great basketball mind, a great coach. And Pacific has a good one in him. I think they've gotten progressively better as the season's gone on. They've had some good wins, swept Washington State, beat LMU handily on the road. So they had our attention going into the game. And you got to be ready no matter who you're playing every night in the WCC. This is why it's one of the best conferences in the country. There are no off nights. Got great coaches and really good players. So every night's going to be a dogfight.
Then it was kind of a rough shooting night. Took 14 attempts before Marcus hit the first one for you guys, first three. How did you overcome this, and what did you tell the guys?
Yeah, I thought, we missed some really good looks early, and then I thought we probably took some contested early ones towards the latter half of that first half. Shot some ones that probably weren't great shots in the moment with how the game was going. I thought coming out of the locker room in the second half, we only shot 9 threes in the second half, played a little bit more inside out, whether that was through post touches or off the bounce getting into the paint. And that went much better for us, obviously, shooting 57% in the second half. And I just thought we adjusted, to how the game was going.
And there were a couple instances tonight where Marcus and Tyrone got in the passing lanes and for steals, which resulted in dunks. Tyrone kind of alluded to earlier that you were challenging him to do that. Was that part of the game plan? How does it shift momentum too?
I just think sometimes, especially in games like this, your best offense or the way to get yourself going is to be active from a defensive standpoint. And we have pretty good length and pretty good activity on the perimeters. And when we play with that kind of urgency, it can kick off transition and get some easy run-out baskets. And that was great. It was good to see Tyrone kind of get going through some of that. And he's right. I have been challenging him in that regard because he's so talented. He can affect the game in so many different ways. And that was really good to see, some of that tonight.
You won't be in this building, but one more home game to close out the regular season before you guys head to Vegas. How important will it be to see the Dons faithful over at Chase Center next Saturday?
Yeah, I know there's some tickets still left for that game next Saturday, and I hope we have busloads of students going down there, and hopefully the city will come out. I think it'll be a great game, a great way to end the regular season, and there'll be some seating implications attached to that game. It's great to be playing meaningful games this time of year. We got a huge game on Wednesday, obviously, at Oregon State, and that's going to be first and foremost on our minds, over the next couple of days. But I would encourage everybody, here in the city who has an inkling of interest in the Dons to, come out and support us next Saturday.
Tyrone, first collegiate double-double. Just what does that mean to you as a coach?
Man, it's about time. He is a guy who I think as his career goes on, that will become the norm for him. He has that much talent, and he's just a great kid. He tries to do anything and everything you ask of him, and he's gotten so much better I was saying on the radio after the game that sometimes I have to remind myself that he's a freshman. I coach him, and our staff coaches him and holds him accountable like he's a senior. And that's a credit to him, and that's a testament to how he's built and what his expectations are for himself. But that was really cool to see for him to get it here in our last home game here. But I expect a lot more of that moving forward.
All three of your starting guards in double figures, and Ryan as well off the bench. Just speak to that.
Yeah, it's hard to win if you don't have great guards. And can't say enough about those three guys and the rest of our backcourt. But Marcus, Malik, Ryan, the way that they've impacted our program, impacted our culture, contributed to winning so many games. I told them in the locker room I'll be really emotional whenever that final buzzer is, but just really appreciative of those guys and what they've brought to the hilltop. But we have a lot more basketball in front of us and a lot more winning left to do, and I think those guys are hungry to do that.
As you alluded to, you're going to a town and an arena you haven't been to before. Just kind of preview the Oregon State and what that outlook is looking like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming we won't have many fans there on the road, and it's a tough place to play, but that's a fun part about, playing college basketball is going on the road in hostile environments and trying to find a way to win. And I know our guys are looking forward to the challenge. We have a lot of respect for Oregon State and their coach and what they're about and what they've done. But this is the best time of year. And each game carries more and more weight, as the opportunities shrink. And so we'll have a great couple days of rest, and we'll get ready and get prepared to go on the road and play our hearts out next Wednesday.